here we go again. All right. Well, shit family, shit show crew, whatever we're gonna call this thing. Got a couple things I want to talk about. And I know by the time this one gets posted after the last two videos that I am in the process of working on, man, y'all gonna get tired of hearing me talk. So, but this will be hopefully the last, well, I'm not gonna say the last series because I got some serious stuff coming up in the future. But it's gonna be good and it's gonna be an epic video. It's gonna be an epic video series, by the way. But first, I kind of feel like I want to apologize to the people who have been supporting me already in the past. The subs that I do have. He's been waiting for another video, and I know I hadn't put anything out since February at the time of me recording this. And it is now May 30th at this point. So I'm going to touch on that little bit of hiatus for a little while, for a minute. And first, I'm going to apologize to the people who have been very, very patiently and almost getting to the point of impatiently waiting for another episode of Mr. Well Shit. So I've been dealing with some struggles in my own life. Nothing that anybody would really call too awfully major. If I explained to them what my mental problems were, they'd be like, and I got this, and this. And it's kind of funny how that's how people look at mental health and all that. It's like, I don't understand what your problem is. My problem's way worse. Well, that's okay. I've kind of been down this road several times before. So anyways, I've had to make some decisions that were hard decisions for me in my life, and make some changes in my life. Nothing horribly negative, but just there were things that weren't panning out the way that I felt that they should have panned out, and a lot of that's got to do with, I think I put more thought into what a scenario should be versus what it really is. And that's okay. So between that and then exploring other avenues after that, and I just really found myself in this massive state of lost. And then from lost, I just went into depression, where I didn't want to do anything, guys. I mean, absolutely nothing. Kind of funny, that's how depression seems to work. So finally, I'm not going to say I just instantly woke up and got out of the funk, but I had started working myself out of the funk, trying to get myself out more, and talking with friends and brothers. And that's whenever it started really being brought to my attention that, hey, why aren't you filming videos? We want to see more videos. So from there, I'm just like, man, I got stuff planned out. I've been planning stuff. Stuff's in the works, blah, 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 blah. I'm almost looking for every excuse to not actually start doing anything again. And so finally, Friday afternoon, on my lunch break at work, I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I have to get out. I have to get some of that Nature's Prozac. And spent the weekend out meeting some friends, breaking some stuff, getting dirty, sleeping amongst the trees. And It's what I needed. So, I'm getting back into the swing of things. I've actually been filming quite a bit here this whole weekend, actually. And so, that's that. That's where I've been. I've been in a state of bring on the 4 horsemen. We've had our chance. Let's just fucker burn, and let's call it a day. I'm feeling much better about things now, especially after events of this weekend and a friendship that was forged over this weekend. So that is awesome. My faith in humanity has been somewhat restored. So another thing I wanted to touch on is whenever I first showed up on the scene back in January, just throwing videos, just willy-nilly throwing videos out there. Really no rhyme or reason. I mean, there was rhyme and reason in my head, but I never really laid out to the viewer any kind of mission or a vision for what I was doing, what my goals are for the channel. If I have a goal for the channel, you'll have to watch and find out. And so, you know, it's from what you guys were seeing as just the average viewer, I'm just randomly throwing shit out there. You know, I might be working on something or going and crawling up some rocks in another state. You never know. So there was just nothing. There was no roadmap, whatever you want to call it, for the content that I was throwing out there. Like I said, in my mind, I knew exactly what I was trying to accomplish. So, one, I'm putting it out there, a mission and a vision for the Mr. Wellshit YouTube channel. So my little bit of background on me is I had been a single parent for many years. Money's always been tight. So now that kids are growing up and I'm starting to get out and play, I find myself standing back and reflecting on a lot of years of holding myself back from not doing certain things in life because of financial restrictions, limitations, anything of that nature, because I didn't think that I would just be able to swing it. Or as watching all these guys on YouTube or whatever, like, man, I can't do that. Look at all that fancy stuff they got. They got all that. They got to have all that to go do this. And that's not the case. And man, I have missed out on so many years of having a good time doing fun stuff and potentially losing out on meeting a lot of good people in life, because I was of this mindset that, you know, like this, the off-roading, overlanding, outdoorish community has become just a playground for the super rich. So part of my channel, big part of my channel, is to debunk that whole mindset and hopefully inspire somebody who's always running tight on the budget, paycheck to paycheck, whatever, that just because they're not able to do the top tier, middle tier, even if they can only do, even if they can't even hit a tier, camping in the outdoors is still the poor man's vacation, plain and simple. You know, it does not belong to the super rich. So, things that I do, any content that I put out there on any work that I've done to my Jeep or whatever, man, it's all on the budget. It's all on how can I do this as cheaply and effectively as possible and at work. At this point in my life, it's not because I have to be that way necessarily, but it's because I want to show to everybody else that is in the spot I was in or was in or what have you. Sorry, radio was going off. That anybody can get out here and do stuff. Okay? Yeah, I drive a Jeep. Jeeps are expensive. We all know this. Breaking Jeeps is even more expensive. We all really know this. But you ain't got to drive a Jeep. I don't care if you're in a little Ford Escort hatchback wagon. If you know what your vehicle's capable of doing, you know, get out there and enjoy it and build on your platform and build on what you have, you know. And that's what I really want to get out there as for a mission is anybody can do this. There's no excuse. If you want to get out from behind your screen, from behind your tablet, and you want to go enjoy some of these places that I've been going or that other people have go, you can do it. All right? Even if maybe you don't have a vehicle or whatever, will always be somebody within the community that you could probably reach out to, and they would be more than happy to take you out. I've done it for several people. So, number one, part of the mission, outdoors does not belong to the rich people. So also too, with that in mind, all of my videos as of right now, like so many other YouTubers out there, especially YouTubers that don't even have 100 subs, they're all 100% self-funded. So yet another reason why it's doing stuff on the cheap. Because it's all coming out of my pocket. But that's fine. I'm doing it. I'll be doing this whether I was filming it or not. So that's fine. But with that, what I'm trying to get to with that is, even if the channel was to grow and I could start growing sponsorships, there are all these other YouTube channels. I'm not going to name any names because I enjoy watching every one of them. All of them. And every one of them started out where I have started out at. But the problem is, and this is where this is a rich man's hobby comes in to the mindset, or these guys that's got these channels, you know, they got all these manufacturers like, hey, try out my product, try out my tires, try out these new shocks. Got a new bumper and a winch combination, review it, you can have it, you know, which is cool. That's awesome. I would love to have that opportunity. But along those ways, along that path, I think a lot of these channels, and I'm not saying this definitively, all right, so the other channels, you all know who you are, all right? So I'm not throwing stones at a glass house or anything here. But they tend to find themselves to where they're ending up with all this cool gear that's, truthfully, is for the average man, common person, I shouldn't say man, common person, you know, a lot of this stuff isn't even within the realm of a reasonable budget. especially whenever, you know, for a lot of folks, this isn't a lifestyle. For many people, it's a hobby. It's something they do on the weekends, maybe once, twice a month at the most. So, you know, they can't justify all these huge, massive expenses. And I get the idea, and I've learned this lesson the hard way. Buy once, cry once. But not everybody has that ability. Or somebody's wallet's threshold of pain is a lot lower than the other. So that's the other thing. Even if the channel was to grow and I could start growing all these sponsorships and everything, I still want to keep everything at a level that is obtainable to most people. So there's that. So mission is get people outdoors and show people that you don't have to be rich and have all the cool fancy gadgets to be outdoors, or that you don't have to have the name brand stuff. By God, I got nothing wrong with the stamp made in China, okay? Sorry, I'll buy American when I can, but, you know, let's just be honest. Okay? So, we got that. Make the outdoors affordable again. Oh, I just killed my Jeep trying to back up. So yes, that is the mission. Now, as for a vision, how would I like to see what would I like to see the channel be like in 5 years? You know, that I don't know. I know with the few videos that I have put out, oh my God, it can be stressful. Hats off and kudos and props and everything else to all these YouTubers that are out here doing this full time. Not only doing it full time, but putting out multiple videos in a week. That is insane. But I would like to be able to monetize at one point, or at least have the minimum qualifications met to be able to monetize. Subscriber count and viewed hours, you know, definitely being two of the biggest drivers at that point. Not necessarily saying that I want to go out looking for all the sponsors and everything, which, you know, I may end up having to. I mean, just on the help offset some of the production and post-production cost, which is, God, that's almost as bad as the actual, you know, going out, and probably worse, actually, on the financial side of it. But, yeah, I'm not necessarily saying that I want to have all the sponsors and monetize and all this, that, and the other. I can't say that I necessarily want all that, but I'm also not going to sit here and say that I'm not trying to work to get to a point where that is an option. Because turning it down from the get-go that's not even an option for me. That's stupid. I will not do that. I just got to make sure that if I do get to that point, or when I get to that point, that the key thing is to keep true to where I was, to why I started this. So, yes, year, 2, 3 years down the road making videos, I would like to at least have the ability to monetize and sponsorships be a point where it's at least an option that's on the table. All right, fair enough. I'm not gonna lie, it would be kind of nice, you know, someone getting me, you know, a Jackery 2000 something or other. Be like, here, give us a review. You can have it. Man, that'd be great. Those things are expensive. So yeah, that's kind of where I want to be with that. not necessarily 100% want to do it, but I wanted that option to be available to me, be on the table, that if I do decide that that's the route I want to go, that option is there. As for this becoming a full-time gig, man, I will tell you, my 40-hour week job is it's pretty sweet. So, I mean, things are gonna have to really take off to even contemplate that being an idea. So, but with that comes the last part of this video. And this last part of the video that I'm getting ready to go over is, I've had this scripted out for probably a month now, and I have not been wanting to film this video because of this last little tidbit. Nothing major, not for you guys anyhow. It's major for me. It's because it's about a mindset. So whenever I first started this, man, I was trying to put out a video a week, and my God, that became super stressful really quick. And pretty well, if you're working full time and learning how to do all this stuff and figure it all out, then having to go out on the weekends and film this, that, or the other, than trying to do your post-production stuff, oh man, it's hard. It is difficult. So then I decided I'm going to bump it down. Let's try to do 2 videos a month. Every 2 weeks I'm going to put out a video that way. Still, once again, started to become a lot more difficult. Especially by this point, I'm starting to discover the limitations of my home computer situation, which I am still under those limitations. I have not been able to alleviate that stress yet, but give it time, it will. You know, the second half of the Arkansas trip video I put out back in February, I actually lost that video due to computer crashing 4 separate times before finally on the 5th time I was able to completely get it rendered and everything. And when I say I lost it, I had to do the edit all over again. So I've dealt with that for a while. So obviously 2 videos, one every other week, is still asking a lot for somebody who is not an actual YouTuber. So I think, and this is what I'm going to go with, me, myself, Jason from the Mr. Well Shit channel is going to make a commitment to you, my viewers, my current subscribers, and hopefully my future subscribers. As of right now, I'm going to commit to one video a month. It doesn't sound like much, but for somebody in my particular situation, as well as others, that's still putting quite a bit on the plate. So 1 video a month is what I am making a commitment to at least 1 video put out to the best of my abilities in regards to post-production, editing, filming, and as time goes on, to the best of my abilities, will hopefully be getting better and better. And it may only be 1 video, but I will make every effort that I can to make it a quality video. And If videos come out in the meantime, we'll just consider that extra. But one video a month. One polished, ready to go turd to add to the Mr. Well Shit channel. What I am committing to. So yeah, I mean that's what I got. You know, apologize for the hiatus. You guys now have an idea of what direction I am going with the channel, with keeping it affordable to where, you know, somebody can watch my channel and be like, man, I can go out and I can do that. That's what I want. I don't want people to watch my channel like, man, I will never be able to afford to do that. That's not what I'm trying to do. So, got that. And throughout that whole scenario, I do upgrades, modifications, maintenance. Oh my God, maintenance. People can save so much money just doing stuff on their own. It's easy. All that. We're going to work it. We're going to do it. That's the plan. Vision, I want to grow the channel. And I want to have options on the channel, for the channel. And the commitment. I'm committing to at least one good, solid, polished video for the loyal subscribers who's been patiently waiting for me to get back online, and for my future new subscribers, and for you guys as well. Thank you all for your support, and it's time to get at it. Thank you.